Minuscule circle, please keep watch of the perimeter, because it's so cold right now, and it's only because $2.7 million has been lost, and the cave of delusion has descended into the oxymoron that is it being cold as hell. Okay, make sure you put the heaters on, because the cave of delusion cannot withstand the freezing temperatures right now. It mimics the outside world. Yes, the UK is so cold right now. Adventurer H is back. Only fitting I am back, because we've got another case that only I can seemingly handle the delusion of. Regular schmegular H he's frozen. He's in a cryo chamber somewhere, because he cannot fathom the amount of money that has been spunked here. So I'm here. The cave whispered. I entered. I'm frozen. I don't know if you can see, but that is not a normal colour of fingers that they should be. Look at the nails. Oh my God. Oh. The cave is taking over in many ways. So are you ready? Strap yourselves in. Grab your tea. Grab your hot chocolate, maybe. And oh, I don't know what just happened there. So get your blankets as. Oh my God.
There's been reports of a giggling spirit, sir. The spirit of a giggling victim.
No, but then...
It's real, sir. It's real.
But that can't affect me. Okay, actually it failed then. So the Cave of Delusion is actually in such a spiral. It's so freaking cold that it seems confusion is amongst
He
us.
sent me an engagement ring. They're both engraved with James and Joyce.
This woman sent over $2.7 million to her internet husband.
Tended to be chunks of $500,000.
That perfectly encapsulates my brain right now, because not only am I genuinely recording at 2:53 in the morning right now, because the Cave of Delusion has no expiration date. Well, that's just really wrong. It has no care for when you want to sleep. The sleep paralysis demon inside the Cave of Delusion has awoken me from my slumber to bear witness to it tends to be 500,000 chunks. Tender chunks. Apparently we're dealing with cuts of meat here. Oh, so much is being tenderized, and I can assure you it's my booty hole right now. How dare you? It tends to be $500,000 chunks. You want to send that money to me, please? Okay, already, I mean, let's be honest, I'm gonna get heated, but I'm gonna try and contain myself, because I don't really have the energy right now.
What?
Joyce
Exactly.
blew through her retirement for James, and over 1 million.
Hold on. Yes, 1 million. See that cat right there? You can look up to the high heavens as much as you want. Interesting looking cat. You are not going to find the answers. You might be asking yourself, where is my cat food? I don't know, well, it can't be bought now because all the money's gone. Her name is Joyce, but you have sucked the joy out of my Friday morning, haven't you? Oh, I really hope I finish this in time so I can sleep at least before work.
And over 1 million of it was sent right here in California.
I would also send money to Ming, which turned out to be the CEO of this For Best Co.
We traveled to her because she's down the street, an hour away.
So we're here in Irvine, California.
Join us on another episode of Scamfish. We'll go door to door and track down exactly where all of this money was sent.
She's pissed and she's upset.
Doesn't matter, it's $1 dude. Like,
She's not stupid. If she received it, we'll keep it, okay? But we didn't.
There's cobwebs on the shoes, David. No one's been here for a bit.
You were told to receive the money. What's going on here?
I'll tell you what's going on. To play devil's avocado, maybe that's just how they like their shoes, with cobwebs and stuff. By the way, I'm bleeding. I don't know if you'll be... I can't even show it on camera, actually, because YouTube will be like, you're bleeding on camera, that's a no-no. I scratched my leg and I'm bleeding now. So, Well and truly, this episode has hurt me already.
It's one of the biggest cases we've ever seen, and we don't even know if this is the end of it.
We always do it. You ain't gonna get away from social catfish.
Why screaming?
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Go do
Your
that.
engagement with our videos help us reach new audiences and can potentially stop other people from being
But you
scammed.
already are.
All right, Drew, we have another case.
I'm sorry. Okay, first of all, it's not really a big deal, but it's just strange to not see David here. But look at the way it starts. Drew just staring, just like that. Okay, that's...
Drew, we have another case. Someone reached out to our search specialist team.
Yes.
And wanted us to perform this online investigation because they saw a bunch of red flags.
Oh.
So typically we don't take stories this way, but...
What?
I think this is a great case for our team because she lost $2.5 million.
$2.5 million, Brienne, where do we even begin with this case? We gotta go above and beyond. Because we haven't seen somebody lose this kind of money, we gotta approach this completely different.
Okay, first of all, I think in the intro it was mentioned it was $1 million of her own money, so I'm gonna assume 1.7 allegedly is coming from money laundering tactics. What a great time. $1 million in itself is a crazy amount of money to be spunking from your own self, right? If this is a case where she's dipped into savings, which maybe, or it's been passed down to her, inherited in any way, I'm gonna flip a lid, let's be honest. The freaking adventurer hat is not on me right now. Excuse the more fashionable take that Adventurer H has taken here, because it's cold AF. Okay, I think I've mentioned that already. I don't think I have, but I have now. But what do you mean we don't usually take cases this way? How else do you take cases? Isn't it you get reached out to? I'm confused here, but maybe it's the fact it's so early that I just don't comprehend these things. Let me know in the comments, please, because I would think this is how they normally take cases, but...
Agreed. I think the first thing we do is we travel to her because she's down the street, an hour away.
In Downey.
And get all of the details of this story. How...
If she was, like, in London, for example, my London heads, if she was up the street, she'd be living in Upney. Oh, that's such a niche reference, but you can Google it. Upney is a real place. It's Downey, she's down the street.
This is great banter.
did she end up losing this much money? Where did she send it? How did she send it?
What
I'm sure
is
it's
this?
going to be a huge case.
What is this
with
intro?
A lot to research.
It feels...
I think that's the best ideas
awkward.
for you and Connor to maybe get on the road.
Connor again?
She's not too far from us.
No.
And let's meet her in person and try.
Okay, sorry for pausing it again so quickly, but Connor is like in a lot of episodes recently. Wonder if he's joined the team full time. But going back off of what I was saying earlier, not too long ago, is it just me that feels like this is a bit awkward right now? Obviously I know usually they sit on this table, not exactly on the table, but they talk about this kind of stuff. I don't know, it just seems a bit more not...
gather everything that we can, right?
Yeah, agreed. I'm gonna connect with Connor and have him get on the road with me.
Sounds good.
All right.
All there was left to do was to hit the road.
Sure.
The next day, Brienne picked up Junior and Connor, and the team headed over to Joyce's
Why, does he
house.
live in this
Hello,
California?
Hello, how's it going?
How are you?
Good.
Good. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
So we're on our way to see Joyce
That was
today.
an awkward hug.
Yeah. Originally, Joyce had signed up for our search specialist package because she wanted to do an online investigation.
Okay.
But we found
So
out
it's
that
different?
she had lost $2.5 million.
Gotta bring it to YouTube.
As long as I've been a part of Social Catfish, this is the biggest financial loss case we've ever worked on. She lost 2.5 in all sorts of ways, wire transfer, cryptocurrency. So we don't know anything about this person, how she met them, and why they had asked for this much money. So today we're gonna go and sit down with Joyce and just get some, like a background story about her and
I love that
this
cake.
person, so we can gain a little bit more clarity as to how she got into this situation in the first place.
Is it still going on right now?
She's still talking to him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
Nice.
as far as I know, he is still asking for money.
Still? After $2.5 million?
Hey,
Yep, he still needs a little bit more.
look, again, playing devil's avocado, right? If someone is giving you $2.5 million, are they going to stop asking for money? Yeah, you've got this much out of them. People are just going to continue. So the devil's avocado is spread across some toast right now. The scammer is eating.
That's bizarre.
Definitely
It's not
an
bizarre, though, is it?
unusual story. We've never heard anything like this before, so I'm eager to see what's really going on here. And I have this feeling when we sit down with her, she's probably going to share a little bit more.
You'd hope so.
Well, let's see what
Otherwise,
happens.
let's see what
and
happens.
Yeah,
I'm sat here for
Excited to
no
meet Joyce.
reason.
Yeah.
We made our way through Downey.
Excited to meet Joyce. Yeah. Why does everything seem so awkward right now? Unless my awkward meter is dialed up to 1,000,000 because it's now 3:01 a.m. I don't understand why everything seems just like nobody wants to be here right now.
And finally got to Joyce's house.
Bob's.
All right, Joyce. Here
Bob's
we
Burgers.
come.
Brienne and Connor met up with Joyce and introduced themselves.
Hi, Joyce.
Right, she came out straight away.
She invited us in, and we set up cameras so the team could sit down and get the full context of Joyce's story.
Okay. I like her shirt. Oh.
we don't necessarily meet our guests in person for a pre-interview, but because of the amount of money that you have sent this person,
Why is she smiling?
$2.5 million is a lot. And so, yeah, it's a big case.
Why is she
and
laughing?
So for
Great. What was the joke?
us and our research team, we want to just gain more clarity about the financial aspect of this person and your story.
Okay.
Why don't you start from the top, tell us what Joyce likes to do and a little bit about Joyce.
Okay, well, Joyce was married for 42 years and was very happy. Animal lover, as you can tell. I have 15 cats and the one dog in the house.
Oh,
and
my.
then I have 4 cats out back that share with the raccoons. Those are all my ones that have passed. We started cremating, and this is their footprints. Every one of them get a footprint.
Wow, rest in peace.
When you cremate them. So I had Simon, he was a 3-legged one. But he got along fine. People didn't even know he had 3 legs. I'd have workers in here, and the cats are running around, and then all of a sudden somebody would go, "Hey, that cat's missing a leg!"
Oh my
Because
goodness.
you couldn't even tell he had a leg.
Yeah, wow.
And my husband passed away about 4 years ago.
Rest in peace.
And I was doing fine, but I went up to my niece's house at Thanksgiving. I looked around and everybody was a couple but me. And I was like, I'm lonely.
When did you meet Don?
Let's
Dawn.
see, about 1975.
Wow.
So we dated
Oh,
for
not the
5 years,
scammer.
and then,
Goodness.
we
Apologies.
moved in here and he was like, well, if we're going to do this, we might as well get married before the end of the year. So my anniversary was like the 27th of December.
I'm very much someone that deals with trauma by making jokes, trying anyway to laugh about things, because when life is spanking you on the booty, sometimes all you can do is laugh. I wonder if that's the case here, or if she is laughing to either numb the pain, or I was gonna say, or she's genuinely numb to it, so she's laughing, but that's exactly the same thing. So you get my point. Is she doing this to numb the pain of it all, or does she not understand the severity of it all, maybe? But I guess she's not really talking about the scam here. So maybe it's a way of coping. It's her coping mechanism. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. I just find it interesting that she's laughing quite a bit. It's quite rare, actually. Sometimes we do see victims laugh for no reason. But here it's quite consistent. I wonder what's the case here.
Marry the accountant.
Wow.
So he could get the tax deduction.
Tax deduction. Yeah.
When Joyce's husband Don passed away,
Rest
she
in
lost
peace.
her best friend. She took some time to grieve, but eventually the loneliness began to set in.
He had Alzheimer's. It was a difficult last 5 years. He was 11 years older than I am. And I did that on purpose because his family had a really long lifespan and mine had a short one. And I said, okay, if I marry this older guy, we're gonna die together. It didn't work out.
Wow.
He died a long time before I did, but it ran in his family. And so he started losing his mind. He'd be sitting over in that chair and he'd look over at me and he goes, I want to go home. I says, hate to tell you, you are home. He says, who are you? He says, I know you're taking care of me. Are you my carekeeper? I says, no, dear, I'm your wife. So it's really sad.
Sounds like it was harder to take care of Don throughout the Alzheimer's than it was the passing.
Oh yeah, the passing actually went pretty fast, really, because he was only in hospice maybe for about 2 weeks. To me, it was a relief because I didn't have to see him struggling so much and having such a hard time.
So what got you into online dating?
I was feeling very lonely and I thought, well, gee, maybe I could find somebody that I could share my life with and recapture some of the wonderful moments I had with my husband.
Oh, and then, I mean, that sentence in itself is a huge red flag because I can't stress enough how much people should want to be in a relationship because they want to be in a relationship. That doesn't sound like she wanted to be in a relationship because she wanted to be in a relationship. Take a shot of water every time I've said that. You'll be hydrated for the rest of the year. Granted, there's not that much left to the rest of the year, but you get my point. She sounds like she needed that relationship. I was lonely, so I did. No, you should be looking for a relationship because you deep down want to be with someone, not necessarily need it. From that sentence, I'm inferring that she needed it because she was lonely. She wanted that romantic aspect of life back in her life. And I don't think that's how it should be, because then you make, obviously, very stupid decisions, very rash decisions, and you're not thinking with your head, more so your heart. I can't tell you how much you shouldn't do that. Obviously, some things you should follow your heart. You got a dream in life, you chase it. If your dream involves chasing after men and women online and doing up his millions of dollars, then get a grip of your dreams, okay? Like this. I don't know what that was. There's a joke there. Let's get straight to the rip. But I've said many things, so that doesn't even make sense. Please, if you're going to want a relationship and you're going to go online dating and stuff, you know, to be honest, I don't really recommend online dating for people who are grieving, because you're in a vulnerable time, and I don't really think, look, maybe I'm speaking in absolutes here, but a lot of victims, I guess we've seen on this show, don't critically think in these moments. So it's better to be in person meeting people. At least I would hope they could gauge the situation better. But here you can easily get swept off your feet, easily be love bombed to the point where you're thinking you're in a genuine relationship. It just doesn't work that way, at least in my opinion. Stop online dating if you're grieving. I'm going to say that much.
Well, tell us this guy's name.
James Pedro is what he came
James
up with.
Is he your type?
Oh yeah, because he was 69 at the time and I was 75 at the time, which I figured wasn't too bad. He was telling me, of course, you know, how beautiful I am and how this and that and how everything about me is what he's looking for. And
when did he say this? If these are the opening messages, then James is smoking something. You see that drink he's got there? He smoked that drink, Because if you dare tell someone within the first few messages you're everything I've been looking for, you're solely basing it off of appearance in the first place, and you've lost your mind. Because there's no way you've come to that conclusion. Tell me more. Tell me more, tell me more. Does he have a great car? No, because he's asking you for money. I don't even think the lyrics go like that, but...
Woman, and so, we had been talking for about 2 or 3 months, I guess.
Okay, well,
That is not correct.
Had built up a nice rapport. You know, we had a good relationship.
Where did you meet?
Going. He would email me and tell me all about his family.
He's on an oil rig.
I would email him back and tell him all about my family.
Email?
And so we really got to know each other, and, you know, a bond formed.
I understand she thinks that way, but I can't stress enough to everyone. Please don't think you're in a relationship with someone who you're emailing back and forth with. This isn't... I don't understand that. Maybe there are couples out there that email each other non-ironically. So let me know. What, are you Gmailing your lover? Does the L in Gmail stand for lover? Love you.
Good job, little buddy.
He was supposedly born in South America, and he lived on a farm with his parents, and I knew their names, I knew their ages. We would pray together.
Oh.
You know, he would sing me a song.
Sing me this song. That's an AI image of Joyce. What's she reading? The book has no words on it. Do I need to... I'll move out the way for you guys. In before someone comments. Stop it! Can you see that? Can you see? There is nothing. Nothing in that book. Nothing on the blurb. There's no cover. Could it be symbolism? That this story is just a bunch of nothing? And she fell for it?
Sing for you now, you know, and then in between all this, he's telling me how much he loves
Oh, Queen.
how much he misses me and wants to be with me. And
How can he
everything.
miss you if
And
he's
how
never
long
met you?
into the relationship did he start saying I love you?
I would say
2
probably
months.
like a month into it, yeah. Because between the emails, you know, we got really close really fast. He tells me all
What?
the time he cannot live without me. You are
Oh, sorry. I need to see what else Donnie's cooking up here.
my whole life. You are my miracle. You
Okay, shut up. I promise you, nobody is going... Absolutes aside, I think that you should run away from people saying this kind of stuff. Maybe when you've met each other and it's 3 months, it's a different story. I don't know, maybe we'll open up a can of worms and say that in 3 months, I don't think you can necessarily judge if someone is that much of an impact that you can not live without them. I just don't like the connotation behind that. If we're talking many years down the line, you've been married for so long and whatnot, or you've been together for X amount of years, you've been through so much, you know, then it's a different story. But 3 months, you've not met each other, baby, I could not live without you. Get a grip of your damn self. Why are you acting like this is a Hallmark movie? You know, the cheesy main character. Baby, I can't live without you. Donnie, it's been 3 minutes. Get a grip, James.
this, I cannot live my life without you.
Yeah,
and even now that I don't have any money to give to him, he still tells me that.
Well, that's...
He was just so perfect.
Whoa.
You know, he's just such a sweetheart.
Don't ever use
Did
that word.
he send you any pictures of himself,
Oh,
videos?
yeah, tons of pictures. Oh, these were the latest ones he sent me of him on the oil rig.
It's not funny.
So he did have a phone, right, with the camera on it if he's taking pictures on the oil rig.
Mm-hmm. Well, those were supposedly when he first got there. You know, they were allowed to.
Oh, yeah. Bree's holding up the phone. She's recording something to the side. I know she's not actually recording, but you know me by now. I like to do these dumbass segues that make no sense because it gives me time to think about what the hell I was going to say. the classic, we're on an oil rig, I'm not allowed to take pictures for security reasons, I assume. The sharks will overtake the oil rig if you take pictures or something like that. I love the fact that it's an age-appropriate relationship, let's not get it twisted, but I feel like a lot of victims still don't understand the realism aspect going past that. I'm not saying, he wouldn't ever want to be with someone like Joyce, someone like James, but 69 years old, the fact he's still working on an oil rig, fair enough. I mean, good on you, I guess. But why would he want to be with Joyce, who I don't think works, who is probably very far away, because I don't think there's an oil rig in California? It's just not realistic. Let me know your thoughts, of course.
He's a handsome man.
He is. And my stepson, my sweet, adorable stepson, he's like, I know he's a scammer because
Facts.
Otherwise he'd be off with some slinky young chick. And I said, thanks.
All right, Joyce.
I'm a nice person. I have a good personality. It doesn't always have to be about looks. Maybe he doesn't like slinky young women.
Joyce, when was the first time that James asked you for money?
He was only supposed to be there 30 days. So he had this new project coming up that he was going to be going to this oil rig right over here in Santa Barbara. It wasn't going to be far away.
Oh, he lives
then,
close.
At the end of the 30 days, he says that he has to pay the insurance on the rig because he's responsible for the rig after he leaves it.
What?
And
I don't think that's how it works.
$8 million. But he had money of his own, and all he needed from me, I think, was $500,000.
All he needed.
That's a good chunk of change.
Yeah. Good chunk of change. Finally talked me into that, and I sent it to him.
Okay. Bank of America. No, we're in the bank of delusion right now. We're in the bank of barbarism, if that's a word. Because the amount you are sending here, willy-nilly, seemingly no questions asked, is barbaric. Okay? There is no other word I have for it other than barbaric. Someone load up Civilization. Sid Meier's barbarians are here.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Honestly, the ease in which some scammers are able to pry money from people, or if you want to, spin reverse it, the ease in which some victims give this money is ludicrous to me, bro. Why is Donny in charge of the insurance? I don't think he owns the oil rig. So, look, I'm not an oil rig expert, far from it, okay? I don't have shark repellent. I can't go to an oil rig. But I don't think that's how it works. Obviously, any oil rig experts, let me know in the comments. If you start asking people in the comments for money, though, I'm gonna hound your ass. I don't like this story.
And B of A threw me out. They were like, no, you're being scammed, and if you continue to do this, we can't deal with you. And I had been with that bank for 45 years. That broke my heart.
Well, there must,
so I went over to
that's
Chase,
a huge red flag
and
then.
From then on, we did cashier's checks and stuff like that. We didn't try any more wire transfers, and we always kept the money low enough so that, it wouldn't alert the bank. But Chase threw me out, too.
Okay, you can... I think during editing, she's actually looking at me in the bottom corner right now. You get your eyes off of me right now. I know we both share 4 eyes, but this is in a situation where I think you're seeing clearly. I see clearly on this day edge. I'm on the edge right now. How about that? Adam Copeland. We are not in Copeland right now. The brain is like firing crazy right now. Any wrestling heads, you'll know. If you're not, you're thinking, what the hell am I talking about? I can't fathom someone sending money low enough so that banks can avoid detection or whatever, and they think this is a great idea. This is great. This is hunky-dory. No, Dory, just keep swimming. This is ridiculous, but I guess that's what we've learnt to expect from this show. And I feel like in recent weeks, maybe it's 3 or 4 weeks now, the new episodes back to back to back to back are just mind-numbingly grind-gearing. And I don't know how much of this I can realistically take, you know?
Then I went over to BMO and I opened
You're just going
an account
everywhere.
there, and I kept the one at Citibank. And so that worked out perfect, because what I did is I would take it out of my BMO investment account,
Sure.
put it into the checking account at BMO, transfer it over to Citibank.
Yeah, this is
and
normal.
they have the cashier's check at it.
Yeah, normal behavior, this is. Or, don't you love when you send money to someone and have to go through such a convoluted process? That's the sign it's a real relationship. Obviously, can you ever really understand the victims? I feel like you can sit here as much as you want trying to understand them, but I don't think anyone ever will, unless you are top-notch neuroscientist or something. But I really, really despise the fact that she didn't listen to the bank. They've worked with you for so long, right? You just disregarded everything just for James. Love is not that important, everyone, okay? I mean, look, love is, but not in this way. To help someone you've never met in this way, it's not, okay? It is
Citibank, so
just
they never
harming your
got
own
me
self.
because it was two different.
She
banks.
laughs too much.
So they never caught on to me, and we were able to.
Oh, that
you know,
just
get the
sounds
money.
criminal.
When
You
Whose
know what I
idea
mean?
was this? Was this James?
Oh yeah, he knew exactly how to do this and get it going and everything.
So
Oh,
he's a
yeah.
criminal.
And I mean, he gave me bank account numbers, and I would deposit it in his company's bank accounts.
Yeah, talk about that. So what was his business account?
They had a couple. They had Forbesco, they had KCAT. I would also send money to Min, which turned out to be the CEO of this Forbesco. I mean, it was a legitimate company and everything, you know, so I figured, well, I guess this is okay.
How?
You know, I don't
Show
know.
me the proof it's legit.
So I believed him.
What were the average amounts that you would send him?
It tended to be chunks of
that's mental, bro.
$500,000, but we would send it in 2 or 3 different checks.
Oh, yeah,
because
sure.
when I deposited it in his Chase accounts and stuff, we tried to keep it under 100,000 because if it was under 100,000, they wouldn't hold it. But if it was over 100,000, they would hold it for 10 days. And in between, I was sending him like the $5,000 through Bitcoin every couple of weeks because he had to pay for his reports.
So, exactly. Doesn't that sound like she's scamming the banks?
Allegedly.
Like, I don't want to just chuck out such a heavy term on her, but that sounds like she's scamming the banks.
Allegedly.
Like, oh, we're gonna do this so that it's not detected, and this, it sounds scammer-like. Obviously, James has told her to do this, but on a conscious level, on a moral level, when you're hearing these things, and someone wants you to do these things, I struggle to understand how love makes someone do this. And I know there's always the discussion that she's extremely lonely, so she's done this. But is that a good enough reason? Is that where we're just going to chalk up every excuse now? Like, someone's lonely, yeah, go do up criminality, allegedly. We'll excuse it because you were lonely. You want to draw a line here somewhere, otherwise people are going to get away with all sorts of shit, and they're not actually going to learn from anything if you just keep excusing and enabling their behavior. Bree? Exactly. Let's just look at the laptop screen and just...
In total, how much money did you end up sending to him?
I sent him, according to
Nothing
what
is funny here, I
Catfish
promise
calculated, I sent him $250,000 through Bitcoin, and I sent him the $2.5 million with
Yeah,
check.
nice.
At what point, when you were sending him money, did you say, or did you think, this is a lot of money?
Probably
and
never.
You're seeing
He
it.
always told me that.
He'll pay you back.
If we just get through, pay this, then I can come home, baby, and I'm going to pay you back everything I owe you. We just have to do this one thing. And then we do that one thing, and they would come up with something else.
I very much echo it from my previous videos. If someone is telling you to do something and they'll pay you back, you tell them you shove the paying me back up your ass, and you can pay me when you have the money available, and then maybe I'll consider doing this for you. But then you scratch that record, and you don't do it at all because it's got nothing to do with me. You, as the oil rig insurance business person, you figure that out yourself, mate. I am Joyce, sitting in this chair with many cats and a dog. I don't really, realistically, have the funds that you need. Obviously, she coughed it up eventually. But goodness me, how does she have this much money? Can we come to, how's that happen, please? Can we get to the bottom of that? Look, I don't mean to be salty, okay? I know there's this whole discussion sometimes. It's the victim's money, they can do what they want. Yeah, in grand scheme of things, sure, they can do what they want. But then they've got to face the consequences of it as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes, for instance, here, you get involved allegedly in some money laundering scheme. You gotta face the consequences of you being involved in a frickin' criminal ring of some kind. Do you know what I mean? But then also, again, if you're enabling people by saying, yeah, it's your money, where are we drawing the line here? Just everyone can be a donkey and then it's fine. You do what you want. You're allowed to have an input. You can't just blow smoke up everyone's ass. The whole world would be a chimney.
So by the time it got to the 5th time, I'm like, James, they are never going to let you go. They are always going to come up with something else.
They've held him hostage.
This is stupid. I had to take a mortgage out on my house. I have a $400,000 mortgage on my house because of him. And he worked on me for about 4 months on that one. And I finally gave in and I did it because he was going to come home and he was going to pay the mortgage off. And every month I'm making the mortgage payment again. Where the hell are you?
Sorry, but she seems like a cartoon character. Is it just me that gets the vibe? I'm being pranked here. I'm watching a skit or something. How can she get angry when she is the one doing this? Like, I know a lot of people say, yes, the scammer is manipulating. But the victim has a level of power in these situations. Now, it gets complicated, of course, if there is cognitive issues at play. But once again, as I've recently been saying, we can't just chuck that as an excuse at every single victim who comes on this show. So I feel like I'm watching a cartoon character here, the way she's become so animated.
And I mean, now the latest thing is he's trying to get $24,000 off me right now because that's to pay the captain to bring him to the store.
Would you mind sharing, and as much as you feel comfortable with, how you have this much money in reserve?
Oh, thank you.
My husband, he was an accountant. He put the maximum into the IRAs. Every year of his life made me put in the maximum into our IRAs. Matter of fact, the financial guy at B of A, he says, your husband, he says, was really, really good. He says, I would not change any of the investments he made. He has done such a good job in your account.
So I'm supposed to sit here and somehow feel sympathy for someone who has had financial professionals tell them, your late husband's done such a good job. He's very much financially secured you for life. Even before he passed away, he was making sure you're doing all these things. And I'm supposed to sit here and feel sympathy when you've just pissed it all away. Like, genuinely, am I supposed to sit here feeling sympathy? Maybe as always, I've got some level of empathy because I don't want people to go through with any of this, of course. But sympathy? Like, I feel sorry, yeah, for Don. I feel sorry for Don that he's in the afterlife and having to not rest peacefully, in a sense, because you have squandered everything that he has helped you to build. So that's great. Thanks. Obviously, you guys know my pet peeve is when people, as I mentioned earlier, people using money that's not necessarily theirs, or, you know, they use money that has been helped to them. Some sort of sense was made there. It grinds my gears. My ass is on fire right now. I hate this.
After learning more about Joyce's story, Brianne and Connor went through all of the evidence and documents.
Whatever,
and we found out there was even more transactions than she initially told us about.
Tax
Sure.
letter, okay.
So what? We're looking at past
And you
3
received
mil
this
or
in the
something.
mail?
No, he sent me a picture of it. That's the apartment building where I sent the iPhone to.
Rwanda, South Africa?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
There was some kind of crazy thing. I couldn't send
What is
3
that?
items. So I couldn't send the
AirPods.
earbuds and the phone. I could only send the phone or something.
You should return these.
Nah, too late now. Yeah, I send him all these gift cards for to use his phones.
And you kept them in an organized file there.
Here's the receipt on that.
Was it always $100, the gift card?
I had to get $100 gift cards, but sometimes he would ask me to get $300 or $500.
Yeah, iPhone 15 Pro. Did any Apple employees ever ask you why you're buying so many? Yeah, they did?
Oh, yeah. Wait. I had to sign that I knew that I could not hold them responsible if it turned out to be a scam and stuff.
So in total, you spent $2,100 on this receipt.
Yeah.
You know, if someone is making you sign things like this, you should probably heed that warning. Why am I being made to sign this? Because it's not a usual thing when you're out shopping to be signing things saying, yeah, I'm not being scammed. But, you know, I don't feel like she understands the severity of this all. Or maybe she does. She's very confusing. She, as I said earlier, in the moment she was laughing, I said like, oh, okay, cool, she's coping with the trauma maybe, but she laughs too much maybe. I don't want to be, I don't want to be the fun police. I'm not trying to come across as a fuddy-duddy here. But what in the smokes is funny about most of this situation? Maybe all of it. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Cognitive issues, perhaps, because she's laughing at everything, but maybe that is just how she is. I don't know. Any family? She's mentioned stepson, who I think told her this was a scam, but maybe they don't want to be a part of this, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm confused right now.
He sent me an engagement ring and he sent me this thing. And it always came, yeah. See, and it always came in somebody else's name.
Delivered to Colin. Who's Colin?
I asked him that, and he said it was just some name they had to use to mail it out.
Yo, she questions nothing, you know.
Can we leave it open like right?
Wild.
Oh, plus they're engraved.
Is it?
They're both engraved with James and Joyce.
That's from Temu.
It's very tiny.
How about that?
Well, as far as James is concerned, I think we have everything we need here. You know, if you think of anything else, just text it to me.
Okay.
And the next time that me and you meet, hopefully we have some answers for you.
Geez, that would be so great. That would be wonderful.
Bro,
Yeah.
is she okay?
If you like this video, please consider subscribing. And once you've done that, give this video a like
Maybe
too.
she's just a smiley
Hey, Seekers,
person.
if you're
I don't
only
know.
following us here, you're missing half the story.
Follow Catfish online on
Go do
Instagram,
that.
TikTok, and Facebook for updates and content we don't share on YouTube.
Nice.
We left Joyce's house with a ton of information. We needed to put an end to her sending money to this James profile ASAP. The research team immediately got to work to find answers on this profile to get her to see the truth and nip this all in the bud. The team stayed late and hopped on a call with Joyce to show her everything we
Oh
had
my
found.
goodness.
Hi, Joyce. How are you?
That's
Good, how are you?
Good.
Sorry, completely irrelevant, of course. That is the clearest camera ever used by a victim. Unless they've left her a camera, I'm not sure, but...
What did that just mean?
Good. Working away, focused on your case. And I know we just met the other day, but I just actually wanted to spend this time to recap everything that we found so far.
Okay.
I do want to reveal to you that the real person, the real man in the photos, his name is Chico Salgado. So this person that you're talking to, this profile, has just stolen the images from Chico, right? So I just want to make sure.
Yeah, well, that's nice to know, at least that, I know what he looks like, at least.
Yeah.
Although, like you said, it's just stolen images. Who knows what the real person looks like?
Exactly. That's why we want to keep pursuing your investigation, because we want to see if we can find out who's behind this.
Right.
We did perform the IP tracker link with your assistance, and we can confirm for sure, without a doubt, that this person is located in Cape Town, South Africa.
Interesting. Yeah.
The next thing I need to share with you is we found that the majority of the funds was going to two main recipients, Min and Forbesco. So Min was receiving $400,000 of your money, and Forbesco was receiving the other $400,000. And at this point, it's my speculation that Min is associated with Forbesco because they share the same last three bank account numbers. And so this totals $800,000 that Min and her company had received of your funds. So this is something that we're going to dig a little bit deeper into. So we want to travel, knock on her door, see if we can get some answers, and see if she'll open up to us and explain this whole situation.
Explain this. Earlier, when they were looking at some paper that said known locations, and it had, I think, Rwanda and South Africa on it. What was that? Someone let me know. Someone did research for her or something beforehand. I'm a bit confused. I mean, I guess she reached out to them initially, so maybe that was done beforehand. But it's very interesting that we're once again going door to door. I'm going to look over to the side. My phone had a notification, and at 3:37 a.m., who could that be? I'm telling you now, my phone is so dry, it was the notification that it had reached 80% charging. So that's great. Yeah, so I'm very confused right now, to be honest. She kind of stopped laughing there, at least, but she seems too happy, you know? But yeah, back to the going door-to-door thing again. I know a lot of people don't like it. We'll see how they handle it on this occasion. I think in a previous video not too long ago, was it the Charlene case? Can't really remember at this point. It's all a blur in my brain. They sort of done things a little bit better, or I think it was Bill. Yeah, I think it was Bill. They sort of done things better, but it's very divisive. So we'll see what happens.
We don't know everything, but we want to figure out why she was receiving the funds and where did the funds go. And it also just so happens that she lives in Irvine, California, which is about an hour away. So that works out for us and our team.
See, he keeps telling me that there's some kind of company behind him that he has to keep answering to. So whenever, I was going to send him money and everything, he would have to send me the bank account of wherever I was going to send it to, and he would have to get it from this so-called company.
Okay, that's interesting. That's good to know. At the end of all of this, I want you to walk away knowing that this was 100% a scam. We now have some work to do. We need to visit these people, specifically Min in Irvine, get some answers, and then we'll regroup and we'll let you know what we found.
Fantastic. Okay, thanks so much.
Oh, she's smiling.
We're glad Joyce now has the truth about this James profile and was ready to put that relationship behind her.
Right.
We still had a lot
So did she understand
here in
it was
Irvine
a scam,
regarding
or what's
this
just
huge
happened?
sum of money being sent to a woman named Min. David, Brienne, and Connor hit the road to see what we could uncover and get Joyce some answers on where her money was being sent.
So we're here in Irvine, California. We have a lady named Mint that received
Chase Bank.
about $1 million, right?
About $800K, because she received $400 and that company, Forceco, received $400.
But we think they're the same person.
We do, yeah.
All right.
We're just not 100% sure.
So we're here because we think they're the same person based on bank account the last 4 of the bank account numbers. They live 10 minutes from this location, but this is the exact same bank that received the funds. They received over $800,000. So we got to figure out what's going on. It's going to be interesting talking to Min. I hope she hasn't lost any funds, but I mean, think about this. This is a big time scammer. Even if he just got the $2.4 million, it's one of the biggest cases we've ever seen, and doing this for 11 years, and we don't even know if this is the end of it.
Obviously, I don't think it was meant in any type of way, but even if he just got the 2.4, I wish I could just have 2.4 milli. Do you know what I mean? Milli. Silly Billy. No, sorry, that was Bill. Anyone want to give me that much money, though? Like, I'll take it in increments of $5, please.
Yeah, and hopefully Min opens up to us.
I think we're pretty good at
I think you're good at it.
we'll see what we can do.
Also, we just stopped outside the bank for no reason.
So this is Min here. We know that she has a few addresses. They're all mostly in Irvine. We pulled some information. So this is the main house that we're gonna go to right now. It's 10 minutes from us. This is what the house looks like. So we'll find a place to park. It looks like the sidewalk is small, so I don't know how good the parking's gonna be, but when we get there, we'll just case it out and then see. All right, so this is the first address, and then from there, we have another address.
Do you want me to look that one up too on the maps?
So we had 2 addresses here in Irvine connected to Min. The team hit the road to visit the first one and see what we could dig up about the $800,000 that Joyce
a nice
sent.
looking area.
Parked right in front of the door.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to go in front of this one.
Ram
It
the
looks
car.
like somebody's home though.
Just ram it.
So Min, she got 220 plus 280, so we're talking $500,000 plus 90 and 70 plus another 150. So 710, 810,000.
Keep racking them up.
874,000. So we know she got 874,000, and she probably got, because there's these transactions right here.
So it is close to $1 million.
So she got,
If she owns Forceco, if she has any access to the Forceco.
actually, it's $1 million because there's another 70 right here. Dude. All right.
Yep, that's why we're here. All right.
This gets me going.
It's pretty wild.
What, it turns you on? What just happened there? This shit gets me going.
Hi, we're looking for Min. I'm
sorry?
We're looking for Min.
Yeah, why? Why are you looking for her? Say it. Oh my god.
What about...
We just gone backwards.
Is Jennifer here?
Bro. Do you know what I mean?
My name is David with socialcatfish.com, and this is Brienne.
Hi.
So we're actually here because last year somebody had sent Min over $1 million in funds.
I don't think you could just reveal that straight away though. That's kind of wild.
Do you have...
What happened last year?
If you...
Do you have a moment to chat? Like,
yeah,
I mean,
we just want to chat with you.
Here's my card. You can look me up before you come out. Like, we're well known.
We're not available right now. And in fact, you can leave your card, but we're not available right now.
She's on the hook for over $1 million.
I'm sorry, I don't know who Min is.
Are you Jennifer?
No.
Okay.
Are you a renter or homeowner?
Bloody hell.
I'm sorry, I don't know who you guys are.
And I'm not sure why you're on our property. Well, they kind of explained why they're on the property, but what is it just me? Look, if you guys have watched the Bill episode, right, they kind of handled that a bit better. I feel like this is just gone left. I understand. I'm not picking sides here, of course, but the woman speaking through the Ring camera, like when you ask, are you a homeowner or a renter? Like, bro, why am I gonna give you that information? Let me know your thoughts, please.
I'm not sure why you're on our property asking these questions.
Well, we wanted to show you why. We have some information
No,
that
but
we'd like
see,
to
now
share.
we just gotta
But
leave.
if you're not
We're
Jennifer or
doing-
Mint, then it doesn't make sense to, you know.
I mean, the thing is Min owns the property. Like, we know that. We pulled the deed.
Ah, okay, that makes...
I don't know either of those names, nor do I have any clue that this could be concerning, so...
I mean, but Mint owns the property, so you don't know who Mint is? Like, we're 100% certain Mint owns the property. What we're trying to do is we're trying to do this
Bro, I feel like we
investigation.
need police aside,
We think
man.
Mint might be caught up in it and actually might be in trouble. And so that's why we're actually here. We're actually trying to help Mint out. So, I mean, if you could just give us 2 minutes. Like, I'm not trying to bug you or waste your time, but like, it's $1 million. It's a lot of money.
It's a very serious situation.
I am so uncomfortable even receiving any of this information, to be honest. I have no clue
I
what
kinda
you're
get it.
talking about. This does sound serious, but it has nothing to do with us. And
Do you have the name of the landlord?
yes, but I'm not willing to share personal information with you. I don't know who you are.
Okay, so you're renting. Okay.
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 So she is renting.
All right. Okay, can we leave our card with you? Is that okay? And would you mind passing it along to the landlord? Is that okay?
I mean, I guess I could put it. Oh, we'll put it under the mat. Like, she knew, dude. She knew, and she's pissed and she's upset, and it's like, and I get it. Like, you have like 2 people coming to your door.
Yes.
Doesn't matter. It's $1 million, dude. Like,
No, I
Yeah,
get it.
but-
I get what you're saying, but I'm just saying, like, you know, I don't know.
so she might be living here. Who knows?
I feel like I've said this, but I feel like I say we, I'm not involved, but some level of authority, someone, you know, with some level of authority, and I understand they're professionals in what they do, but someone who likely people would be more willing to speak to. Like, I mentioned in the Bill episode that when you open, for example, with, hey, we're from this company XYZ, yeah, we didn't do that here. We just said, you know, we're looking for this person. Then we started asking, are you renting or a homeowner? Like, but even though you do have that information, I do understand people are not going to speak. Do you know what I mean? Because they kind of don't need to. Even if they are involved, it's a case of like, who are you? So, I don't know. This is why this door-to-door stuff is very divisive, even here in the TT. A lot of people don't like it. Some people appreciate it. Some people think it's a good thing, but they could work on this, that. So let me know your thoughts. I don't think that went well. Let's be honest here.
But like 100%, like we pulled up the deeds. She owns that property. Even when we called out the homeowner, like that's why it's so important to do these investigations and to pull up the data, because when they try to lie to you or like cover their tracks, you're like, no, like here's exactly why I know.
There's proof.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
We ran this address and we know exactly who
Allegedly, please?
Yeah, so like
You gotta
if
always
say you
chuck
don't
that
know
in there.
who you're renting, and you're either renting from Jennifer or you're renting from Mint. Thing is though, is like when I ran that address, it didn't show renters. So unless they're like recently renting it out, it has to be Jennifer.
Them. It might be. I have a feeling it might be. Like
Yeah.
the second you said Jennifer, it
She
did something.
She
to her.
froze,
She
right?
snapped,
Yeah, she got really quiet.
Allegedly.
We didn't know exactly who was
Allegedly.
behind the door, but we felt like they might have known more than they let on.
Allegedly.
We knew for sure that Min was an owner of the house, but we didn't get any more answers. We drove to her other address nearby, but unfortunately, our luck didn't change there.
Oh? Hello? Yo, California looks nice.
Ready?
Should I move there?
It doesn't seem like anybody's there.
Alright, Seekers, this address was a no-show as well, but we couldn't give up that easy. We regrouped for a couple of hours and came back later that night, refusing to go home without some answers.
So this is attempt number 2 to try to connect with Mint.
Yeah, so we went there at 4:30. It's 6:30, so 2 hours later, we went down the street. We worked for a little bit,
Had some
and we're
food.
coming back now. So we'll see if she's there. Like, I hope she is. All right, Connor.
Is the light anything to go by, or is it just an automatic light?
There's cobwebs on the shoes, David. No one's been here for a bit.
Couldn't you have noticed that earlier?
Look at that. No one's even been here. There's no way.
The residence seemed empty yet again, so David and Brianne asked the neighbors outside if they had seen anyone living there.
Goodness me.
I've seen them like clear out their garage and stuff, so I thought maybe they're putting the house on the market, but really
Oh, like somebody's moving out or something?
Yeah, it felt like that. But,
Okay. How long ago was that, do you know?
They?
Yeah.
No, I feel like a couple of years or a few years.
We also checked in with the other neighbor with similar results.
Do you know who lives next door? Min? Does she live next door? No. No one lives there?
No.
So, what do we got? We have...
See, that's why it's divisive. Because the neighbors here, for example, obviously the team has not changed when they went to the first house. They were more open. So I do understand, the frustration in whoever was at that first address not giving any information. But again, maybe that is a sign that some sort of authority needs to start coming on these investigations, just so that, people might be more willing to speak when it's like a police or something. But again, let me know your thoughts.
One neighbor here that says she saw them cleaning stuff out, but that was like years ago. There's another neighbor...
Oh, they just left their shoes.
Doesn't speak English, so I had to translate through Mandarin, Google Translate. And she said that she's been here for more than half a year and that she never met anyone next door. She's never seen anyone next door.
Our chances of finding answers were fading after we tried to call Min with no pickup. All hope seemed lost. But we found a phone number for Min's daughter, Jennifer. As a final Hail Mary, we gave her a call.
Oh, this is from the intro.
Hello?
Hi, Jennifer?
Yeah, may I ask who's calling?
Yeah, this is David McClellan with socialcatfish.com. I'm actually calling about something pretty serious. Do you have a couple minutes to chat?
etc.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay, so we are working with somebody who lost $2.7 million in an online romance scam. Of the $2.7 million, Min had received at least $800,000. We think she had received 1.1 million of it.
She has already filed this with the fraud department and called the police to report it. Somebody apparently stole her social. So, well, it's better if you can talk to the police directly because she has already filed it.
So the thing is she's received the funds. So, I mean, I understand if somebody...
No, she didn't. So I'm her advisor. I have access to her account. So, well, you can't say anything, but maybe go through the court or go through the police officer since she has already reported her social was lost and stolen. So if you're investigating, you should probably know this.
Well, so can you just give me just a couple minutes? Like, I understand a stranger's calling you.
I don't know you, so I don't feel comfortable talking about this. So maybe, go through the police officer. That would be the great option. Okay, we already filed a fraud regarding this case because IRS send us a bill for that amount, and it's better just go through the police department to file this. As I mentioned, it's she never received the fund. It's already reported to the police and even to IRS already.
But she did. So we have we have proof. We have wire transfers showing she received the funds. So we know for sure.
But, if you could please bring that to the police officer, because I wish if she has received that money, then I wouldn't have to work anymore. Okay? I really wish we received it.
But, I mean, I have all the proof, and so I mean, I can send it to you.
If you have the proof, it would be great if you could please provide it to the...
But that's what we're trying to figure out.
That's true.
Jennifer.
I mean...
So the thing is the money went somewhere. What happened is she most likely forwarded it to somebody else. That's what actually we're after. The thing is what we do, Jennifer, is so we take this information...
She's not stupid. If she received it, we'll keep it, okay? But we didn't.
Well, that's not really something you should be saying.
To see those evidence, or if you could, please bring it to the court, because it's so hard for us even to file the fraud case with IRS, because IRS.
But that's what we do, Jennifer. Like, we're here to help you out. Like, that's what we do. Like,
I can give you an email address. Would you mind send me the information if you want me to help to work with you?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I need to understand a little bit more, like the things that you do and who you are, your true identity. So I do know social catfish that you just called from a random number. I have no idea who you are. All I can do is to give you an email address,
It's
and
fair.
maybe we can go from there.
Jennifer was understandably standoffish. But after we had sent her an email explaining who we were, we got a call back a few minutes later.
That quick?
What does this have to do with her, though? So you said she wired funds to somebody else, or somebody else wired funds?
So we're doing this for a woman by the name of Joyce. Joyce lost $2.7 million. She had been sending money to multiple people, and one of the people she sent it to was Min. She sent closer to $1 million once we added up all the funds. And Joyce had never received the funds back once she sent them to your mom. So we don't know.
Well, why would she send money to my mom?
So Joyce was dating somebody online, and this person said they needed these funds, and so Joyce had wire transferred the money to your mom's account.
So Joyce was online dating, said she got scammed by somebody and instructed her to wire the funds to my mom.
Yeah,
Yes.
to your mom. And your mom,
which means that your mom was most likely talking to someone else.
your mom had to have sent the money to somebody else from there, and so that's actually what we want to find out. So if your mom can like, if that's really the main piece of information we need, because from there what we can do is we can try to track the scammer down. And because she must have put the money into like a Bitcoin ATM machine, or she must have...
she did. She has helped somebody to do a Bitcoin transaction earlier. She doesn't know how. She asked me, but I have no idea if that's the case. So anyway, I have to talk to her first.
So she must have been part of an investment scam then, not dating, okay? And so what probably happened is she was talking to somebody online. They set up this investment account, and then they had her start sending money. They may have even said, Jennifer, that...
Wait, well, this is the thing. Well, why would somebody send her money and then...
Because it makes her think that it's real. So if I have...
That's how I comprehend these scams. Why would you... do you know what I mean?
Investment company, and I'm like, hey, Jennifer, put in $500. You put in $500. I'm like, oh, you made $500. Here's $500 back. Now you trust me, right? Because now...
Got it. Okay.
And then...
Yeah, David, I feel really uncomfortable with the situation right now. So let me talk to her, okay? And then I can try to get back to you. And after that, I'm happy to help. And I really think we should catch the bad guy. She will be back actually by the end of this month. So if you contact her at the beginning of next month, she should be available.
Sounds good. If you could see what's going on, and then, I mean, when she gets back into town, let's meet. But if there's anything you could find out between now and then, we think your mom was a victim.
Thank you so much for reaching out. Thanks for your effort.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a great night.
I guess that's a good example of once the person on the other end gets a bit more information, they're able to open up a bit more, because also it's online, sort of, on the phone. When you come to someone's property, for example, it's kind of a different ball game, because it's like, goodness me, you're right there. But yeah, I think that's a good example of when you get more information, people can open up a bit more. So look, I feel like when you go door to door, that needs to be tweaked in some way. You even need, in my opinion, to have an authoritative figure of some kind with you, or if it's possible, to actually contact the people whose address you're going to go to before just rocking up there. That could probably help as well, but I'm just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks here, really. Let me know your thoughts.
That's crazy. See, we always put the shit together. We put the story together.
Why are we filming
You ain't gonna get away
the couch?
from social catfish.
Irvine was an overall success. With the help of Min's daughter Jennifer, she sent over some important information, and we were able to contact Min when she got back from China to try to get some concrete answers. However, she requested to be blurred to protect her identity in this case.
I am going to be very straightforward and upfront with you. We are recording this, but we can work with you on that. I know you don't want to be featured. This is a huge case that we're working on, and so we're documenting everything because we do want to see how we can find recourse for the money that everyone has lost, and we would also like to present this with law enforcement at the end of it. So we want to help you out, we want to help Joyce out, and in order to do that, we document everything.
Yeah, I don't want to the deeply involved because I don't know the ladies, right? If FBI come to me, I can show FBI. She deposits the check, right? I just thought I help her to invite something, you know?
Right.
And so I really don't know nothing, really.
So Joyce, she doesn't know you either. She just knows that she was told by the person she was talking to online to send you money. But she didn't just send you money. She sent 4 other people money. And she was told to send the money for different reasons. What we wanted to do is sit down with you and see how there's a connection between the person she's talking to online and the person you were talking to online, which was Benjamin, correct?
Yes.
Goodness.
And so Benjamin, what you mentioned before, this was an investment relationship.
Oh, I just, we got a date.
Oh, okay. And so were you guys boyfriend and girlfriend?
Not real because we never met. We just date online. We just talk like a video. We talk you talk me, just
well,
like that.
That could be AI.
Yeah. Okay. And then
because I spend a lot of time in China, I don't have time, you know. And he invited me to visit him 2 times. I'm really out of town. I cannot make it.
So I have access to online research tools to confirm who Benjamin is, to see what's really going on here. And so when I looked at his phone number, I wasn't able to find any social media accounts or any contact information that would connect Benjamin to that phone number. But I did take the images and I ran them through our reverse image search, and I found who Benjamin
How
really
old is Benjamin?
Or what I should say is the person in the picture.
Benjamin.
You can see here, these are 2 twin brothers, Gustavo, Flavio.
Yeah, I know
43.
them.
These guys have nothing to do with it. They don't know who you are. They were celebrities, but now they sell luxury properties. And so they're successful people and they have nothing to do with this. So the thing is now we're trying to get down to what's going on here, because both you and Joyce are talking to people online pretending to be someone that they're not. Joyce was told to send you money. You were told to receive the money. So now we're trying to figure out what's going on here. So we did an investigation for Joyce already. This is our belief, right? So either the person pretending to be Benjamin and Pedro is either the same person,
James,
or they're working together.
But I know Benjamin is here because he invited me to the Houston. He gave me the address, the flight. What is the flight? Which airport?
Even though he told you he would buy you a ticket, this doesn't mean he's real. You're dealing with scammers. So he's not real.
I know he's not real. That's why I break up him. I found the pictures.
Exactly. This person used you. And guess what? Now your name is tied into all of this. And so what I'm trying to tell you is I want to help clear your name, because right now the money went from Joyce to you and it stopped. That's all we have on our end. It shows your name on for Besco LLC.
What the hell is that?
It has your name that received the
matters.
funds.
Okay, she's transferred some anger into the conversation. Calm down, please. What's that, guys? Transfers. No. I want to transfer myself to bed. How about that? It's now 4:04 a.m. Let's start wrapping this up, shall we?
That
matters. I have all the bank statement. I transfer all her money to the my crypto account and I send out. I have all the statement.
Yeah, but
if
you know,
FBI come to me, show them a statement.
You did it.
Yeah.
There you go. right? I keep nothing. I even I don't keep any pennies.
The reason why I'm
and also
good.
I asked her. I said, I help her the money. She have to write down repayment. I don't offer anything.
If we can show
Who did you
that
ask?
this person has been doing all these things, using you, using Joyce, using all these other people, we want them to answer for these actions.
I'm so sorry. I feel sorry to her, right? And I'm thank you for you to help her out, and you are in this business, right? But I'm not in this business. Plus, Benjamin know my daughter, where she live, right? And so I need to protect my family first.
That's why I'm saying in order.
I need to protect my family first. I need to figure out how dangerous for me, for my daughters, right? And then I can talk to you. I'm so open. I have everything record. Trust me, I keep nothing.
I believe you. I know that you didn't. You were told to accept something from someone you thought you knew. And in order to clear your name, we have to be able to look at the transactions in the cryptocurrency, which takes a long time, by the way. I can only imagine how long it will take me to look into transactions for $800,000.
Who knows? Maybe not real. Who knows?
As the call with Min came to a close, it appears she might not be as helpful as we hoped. But we felt it was time for Brianne and Connor to speak with Joyce and fill her in on the additional information we have been able to uncover in Irvine.
How are you guys doing?
Good. You look great. How are all the animals?
They're all good. We even added some babies and a mama.
No way.
There's no room for that, Joyce.
Yeah.
You bet there's no room for that.
Is that funny?
So,
like, I was gonna bring up the point not too long ago, but I thought we'll just keep things running. But is it like 15 cats? I don't know the size of her apartment, her house or whatever. Yeah, but like that, I don't know. Is it safe for the animals to have that many animals? And the fact that she's brought on more. Let me know in the comments. I don't own any cats or dogs or any sort of pet. So, I don't know. I don't feel like that's good. Let me know your thoughts.
I wanted to take this time to just regroup with you, give you a recap.
I guess it depends if you can actually take care of them.
So Joyce, yeah, we obviously had some of those addresses from Irvine, right? I feel you're familiar with that from those Irvine addresses.
Connor's doing
right.
so much things.
We found a couple and we went to those houses, right, unannounced, and just knocked on the door. And in actually both, we were unsuccessful at finding somebody who even lived there. We talked to the neighbors and they didn't see anyone. So it was a little bit tricky of a situation. So we're kind of playing cat and mouse a little bit, just running around trying to track these people down and figure out where they actually live. However, during that whole period, right, we were able to get in touch with Min's daughter. Her name is Jennifer. So we were able to find her number. And at the start, to say it lightly, she didn't want to talk to us at all.
I bet.
However, she called back and we have been working a little bit with Jennifer. She was able to get us in touch with Min.
Hey.
Yes, which is great. She confirmed that she was also talking to someone online. And the person that she was talking to, his name was Benjamin. And Benjamin had asked her to receive funds from you and deposit into a cryptocurrency wallet address. So at this point,
she's just making noises.
We are working with Min to see if she trusts us enough to help find additional answers for both you and Min, because now Min is in a situation with the IRS and she has to pay thousands in taxes because of this. We really just need this cryptocurrency wallet to see who's really behind this and take a look at all the transactions.
That's fantastic.
So what are the conversations like with you and James recently?
What?
He's still trying to get $24,000.
Why is he still able to talk to
pay
you?
The captain of the boat that's supposedly going to take him from the oil rig to the shore so that he can come home.
Just get a grip, man.
Would you mind, when you get a chance,
Block him?
chatting with him and asking him, how can I send it? Because I can only send it in limited ways right now. And see what he says. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to set him up. So we
Okay,
need to see how he wants you to send the funds, who the funds are going to, and then additionally, when you should be expecting these funds in the mail, who are those funds coming from? If as soon as you're able to share that information with us, we can come up with a plan to see if we can do anything with this
feel like
information.
they should
we
do
want
that,
to see
though.
if we can try to trap him.
Yeah, I will definitely
I don't
question
trust
him about
her
it some
to
more
do
and
that.
see if I can get some more information out of, you know, where it's supposed to go and who's supposed to get it and blah, 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 blah.
Well, no,
Definitely.
because then you
We're
just
going
reveal
to
it's
keep
being investigated.
pursuing other people that had received your funds. This is a big case. There's a lot to do, but we want to make sure that we don't leave any stone unturned, and in order to do that, we're definitely going to have to travel.
There's no conclusion
and knock
here.
on some more doors.
We do.
Wonderful.
no freaking
I'm
conclusion here.
so pleased that you're into this and that you're willing to do this.
Stop
This
laughing.
is so fantastic. Thank you
Stop.
so much.
You're
Please.
welcome. It's great to see you,
Yeah, it's great to
Joyce,
see you.
and I hope to talk to you soon.
What in the smokes? Being one of our biggest cases ever, we wanted to treat it as such, so the story doesn't end here. We will continue researching and knocking on doors to figure out more about where Joyce's money was sent and give her closure. Stay tuned for part 2. Huh, that probably addresses some comments, maybe, that might be in the original video. But that's interesting. Maybe you could argue it should be saved for an actual...
Seekers, it's almost time for our weekly live stream.
35 sound start. Nothing about this situation was sound, I tell you that much. Well, it was sound. If you don't know the word sound, it's like kind of UK slang for like, yeah, it's great. Let me know your thoughts. Some might argue that, you know, maybe we should be saving the entire investigation for one video. But I don't run the channel, so Scoobs! I'm gonna now go over to the original video. Of course, do tantalizing talk. I think I'll check out the live stream. Let's be frank here, I'm not watching it all. Okay, it's 4:11 a.m. right now. I've got to sleep at some point because I've got work, you know? But I'll pick out maybe a comment or two from the live stream. I'll check a bit of it out, see what's happening. So I'll be back with that and the tantalizing talk section. So I'll see you in a jiffy. Hello everyone, tantalizing talk time. However, first we'll touch a bit on the live stream. I gave it a bit of a watch, not the whole thing of course, so if there's anything I've missed, obviously let me know down in the comments if you've seen it yourself. She's still talking to James on this whole, you know, investigation vibe or whatever, but she received 2K from him. So, you know, I understand, you know, we're still in communication because we got to do it for the investigation or whatever, but she's still receiving money. So, like, surely that's not good for her. Let me know, of course, in the comments. She doesn't give me the vibe that she actually understood really what was going on. And a lot of the comments from the original video, we'll get into it, they very much don't appreciate her enthusiasm, we'll say, about everything. So the live stream, I got the vibe she's not really understood anything. But that could be just me. But there was one comment that I saw that I feel like we should address. I didn't watch the whole thing, of course, so I don't know if she mentioned specifically anything about this, because I pretty much got like halfway through. Oh, by the way, trigger warning here, because there is discussion of taking life. Social catfish, you aren't equipped to handle a person who has said they going to unlive themselves. Please have her call 988. She needs help. Anyone that lost that kind of money needs counseling. This is beyond a scamming situation. This is so serious. Someone mentioned in the reply to this, where did she say that? And put it this way, if she mentioned anything similar to this, they definitely need to seek outside support. And to be honest, I think she needs outside support anyway, because when you put aside the scam stuff, I don't think she comprehends really the severity of it. I think I'm leaning towards the side of her giggling nonstop is maybe her just not understanding what's actually going on, and she thinks this is a game or something. So I feel like she needs professional support for that. And if she's talking about anything, as this comment has mentioned, she definitely needs professional support. And I will use this as an opportunity as well to please everyone. If you do feel like you say these kind of things yourself and you do speak like this, or someone speaks like this or has shown signs, please seek professional support. Obviously, it's a very dark situation. And for example, if you guys have noticed in the pinned comments recently, I'm not really in a good place right now mentally, and that has translated physically. I'm not really eating. Maybe I'll eat once. And I just want to emphasize, this isn't me speaking in a sense of naivety, because I know there are people who are struggling a lot more than me in this world. But yeah, I'm in a dark place right now. I try to record these just so that you guys do still have the commentaries, because I want to get it out for you guys. But please, back to, obviously, I am not the important one here. If you are in a difficult position mentally, please seek professional support. I think it's very important. And I know you are going through a difficult time, but please do not do anything drastic. It does get better. The tantalizing talk time comments from the original video. As I mentioned, a lot of the comments are not a fan of her, we'll say enthusiasm, but a lot of comments, touch on similar things, the laughing. A lot of comments actually say that her voice is irritating to them. Please don't watch this commentary, because my voice, I know, can be irritating. We have a comment here. Her husband accumulated millions of dollars for their safe retirement and she giggled it all away. I think it goes without me saying it, of course, which, I did in the commentary. It's a pet peeve of mine. I really hate it. And the fact that she's so happy, it seems, about it all, I can't, I can't sit here and just say, yeah, she's nervously laughing or something, because surely not. But then again, I do understand if people want to look at it in different ways. There are comments, of course, mentioning dementia, but once again, can we just chuck that at her without a diagnosis? I feel like that's the professional support I was talking about that she needs outside of this scam as well. I think she needs to, I don't know what tests they are called, but she needs medical help, from what I can see anyway, because there was comments mentioning hoarding, the hoarding of animals in a way, because look, I'm not saying don't have a lot of animals if you've got like a big space and every animal has its own space they can be by themselves with if they need it, and you can take care of all of them equally, etc., etc. Obviously, people who live on a farm, they got horses, they got chickens, then they've got dogs, cats, etc. I didn't get that vibe. 15 cats, a dog, and then she added more, we found out towards the end. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts, of course, anyone who does actually have pets and stuff, because you'll be able to give a more educated response on it. We have Dorothy here, TT member, salute. Her jovial attitude isn't cute. And a lot of comments mentioned it sort of it grated them, right? Her attitude, her voice, etc. There were many points. It's not even just because it's so early in the morning, right? I couldn't watch at times. It was quite difficult to sit. It's like, I don't know, like I felt like I was watching someone who does need to see a doctor, and I felt uncomfortable a bit, but I hope she can get the support she needs, because none of this is funny, let's be honest. The next comment I sorted by newest first, and freaking the first thing that popped up. I think she is so happy to have company. Women were not designed to be alone. We used to have large families for security reasons. Our DNA still wants the safety and comfort of community and others. There may be some who are happy alone, but they are not the norm. So all of my TT peeps who I see your comments that you are happy being alone, you are happy not being in a relationship, you are happy just to be with your friends and family, you're not the norm, because you're not the norm. I don't know what to say to this, really. You're sort of like I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but it gives me the vibe that you're putting women on some kind of like lower, it's not pedestal is the word, but like you're putting them down here. Women were not designed to be alone. So men are designed to what? Be leaders? I don't know what this comment means, but maybe I'm looking at it in a completely different light than what some other people might look at it as. But I feel like you're saying women can't be alone, and I just don't agree with that, to be honest. Let me know your thoughts, of course. Women very much can be alone, and everyone should learn to be content with being alone, because you're not always going to have people around. You know, it is unfortunate. And I always say you shouldn't attribute happiness to being with someone anyway. Now, I don't know if they meant it in the sense of company-wise. She mentioned her stepson. She didn't really mention any other family. So maybe in that sense, that's what you mean. But I'm still sticking with my belief that women are not designed to be alone. I'm losing track of what I'm really saying here, but I hope you can understand what I'm saying. Women weren't designed for anything. Let me know your thoughts. The next comment, she's a nice lady, but spacey. I don't know what space means, if by the fact you mean her aura, her soul is like in space, because half the time I don't think she's on this planet. Maybe in that sense, she's a nice lady is interesting, because I was going to put my hands in my pocket, but let's do that because my hands are actually really cold right now. and this is like a fourth wall type vibe, yeah? I've just thought of an intro right now that I could do, given the fact it's so cold in the UK right now. So when you get to this part, obviously put a snowflake emoji so that I know you've made it to this part. But now you know like the inner workings of the intros. It's so cold right now, I need to try and incorporate that into the cave of delusion. But enough of breaking the fourth wall. She's a nice lady. I mean, look, she's from what we see on the screen, she's not a bigot. So, you know, woohoo. Thanks for that. She's not got... I don't know. I don't really know maybe I'm trying to dig too much to find something here, but yeah, she's not a bigot. Bigot. But to say she's a nice lady, I'm not sure, you know. Is it nice of someone to use and piss away their partner's money, that their partner has built them this foundation for the future? Is it nice to piss that away? I'm not sure. To say she's nice, everyone's going to have their own opinion. I'm neutral on her. But let me know your thoughts, of course. She's a breath of fresh air in comparison to some of the other sacks of shit on this show. But that's probably as far as I'll go in saying that she's nice. Next up, team. I don't know why you expect total strangers to give you personal information. If you showed up to my door unannounced, I'd be freaking out. And then there was a reply. She was waiting outside, so I'm sure they contacted her ahead of time. They didn't just show up. What are you talking about? Like, sometimes in the comments, I see things that I'm like, are people watching the same episode as the rest of us? Because, like, obviously the original comment is talking about when they went to the first address. They're not talking about Joyce. Yeah, Joyce was practically jumping outside of the yard to let them in. She was already there. Like, they obviously know. Joyce knows they're gonna come. But they're talking about, the first address. So maybe this person didn't get to that far in the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments on that. And then lastly, just because it is so freaking cold right now, and I need to go to bed at some point, do you know what I mean? I hope you can understand, guys. This one is another comment that I just don't understand what's going on, and there's too much enabling, it seems, on this episode from the comments that I saw alongside people calling her out. There's a lot of enablers, it seems. Where are people's sense of morality these days? Does no one believe in karma or morality or feeling guilt anymore? Or is it just out of sight, out of mind, and I have to get mine? Screw anyone else. Goodness, fellow humans, there are people with family and feeling and lives. I know she is stubborn and naive and made extremely bad choices, but that is no justification. Send the asteroid. Why prey on the vulnerable? That is low. Can't set the humanity bar lower. Much lower. She just wants love like everyone else. She is a bit out of touch, but dang, she grew up at a different time. She can't relate. What in the smokes are you saying here? Like, she just wants love like everyone else. She is a bit out of touch. I'm really sorry to say this, but in the nicest way possible, I wouldn't describe her as being a bit out of touch. She needs serious help, okay? I don't know if that's going to come medically. I don't know if that's going to come in the form of a conservatorship, which I saw comments of. Then you're asking, just because I don't know too much about conservatorships, who is going to take that conservatorship? I think banks can. But then I guess that's a whole other issue. Would her stepson, for example, be willing to take conservatorship? I don't know. She's not a bit out of touch. She needs serious help. You need to lay that out just plain and simple. It might seem harsh, but she is severely out of touch with what is going on. She grew up at a different time? Is that an excuse? Really? I mean, I understand in some context or in some situations, people growing up in a different time, for example, they've got a different sense of humor, maybe. Here? Can you use that? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Can you use being born in a different time or growing up in a different time as an excuse to sending someone $2.7 million? Like, what I was saying before, where are we drawing the line here? Yeah, where? When she gets to 5 million, then we can say, whoa, shit. Like, come on, man. You speak about karma, morality, feeling guilt. Goodness, can we not say the same about her then? Like, is there no morality for the animals? All the cats, is she able to take care of them sufficiently? We didn't really get that sort of clarification. So where's the morality in then? Or in that sense, the guilt? She really doesn't come across feeling guilty for pissing away everything that Don worked for them to build up. Where's the guilt there? No guilt on her part, is it? It's just on the people who are calling her out. Like, the double standards here is crazy, and maybe this is just my opinion. Maybe some of the TT feel the same way, of course, let me know. But you can't just sweep everything under the rug because someone is a victim of a scam. How the hell are they going to learn from this experience? If you just say, yeah, she grew up in a different time, whatever, she's just going to use that excuse again and again, in my opinion, or at least, obviously, maybe I'm speaking in absolutes here, but if you don't get through to a victim that they've played a part, they're just going to use excuses like this because, hey, humanity. No, actually, I think it's the human thing to do to make sure and like drill in someone's skull that they are doing very bad things, not only to themselves, but the criminal aspect, allegedly, of course, that is accompanied by money laundering, allegedly. You know, like, let's get a grip of ourselves here. Send the asteroid. Where is your guilt? You're going to send the asteroid to Earth, and there's so many people, like babies, on the... Yeah, how about that, huh? You want to go on the morality sense, don't you? I'm done here, man. By the way, I just need to caveat. Obviously, there's a way to say things, right? I think by now, it's a given that I will never insult someone's appearance unless they do it first, because I've done it before. Not insult. Maybe we make jokes. Whatever, if you want to call it insulting. There are victims who have appeared on this show who maybe they insult. I remember, do you guys remember that episode so long ago now that the guy looked like Ron Jeremy, the adult film star? Do you remember that? And I think his friend contacted Social Catfish and he was describing her weight or something along those lines, I think. And obviously I took a swing. You know, you look like Ron Jeremy, this, that. You know, the guy that thought he could sing. So there are cases where I obviously go at people's appearances in a more jokey way, but more often than not, I'm just going to be realistic. Like, maybe I'll say, you know, realistically, this person doesn't look like they would ever be with the victim, right? The online lover. They're younger. They're in the freaking military or something. They got six-pack and whatnot. So in that sense, I feel like I'm going off topic here because I don't even know why I started talking about this. But, the caveat. You're talking about karma, morality, etc. There's obviously a way to say things. If you're just being cruel for the sake of it, you know, that doesn't help anyone. But I hope I made sense there. I'm going to go to bed now. I need to record the intro. But after that, I'm going to go to bed. Please let me know all your thoughts. I think she needs help. I think Min somewhat maybe helped. But if there's going to be a part 2, I guess we'll find out more. The door-to-door stuff, I don't think it was particularly handled that well in this episode. Then you got the whole thing of, is it ever really that useful or helpful? Because it always seems to end up with people just not wanting to give any sort of information. So maybe that authoritative figure can help, or calling ahead of time if you can. But let me know your thoughts. Bye. Anyone got $2.7 million for me? Or just 500K at the least, because that seems to be willy-nilly, no questions asked, given. So I'll accept that.